Hey guys, Cole from Advanced Physical and Aquatic Therapy, hopping on with part 2 of our ankle rehab and PT series. For this chapter, we'll call it, I wanted to go over some mobility exercises that you can work on improving the flexibility of your ankle and the surrounding tissues there. So we'll run through 3 different techniques you can try with varying degrees of ability or equipment that you have. The first thing I want to use, if you have any kind of stepper at home or a flight of stairs, that's where we'll start. And again, this is one we've covered in other videos that might help just stretch out the flexibility of your calf muscles and your hamstrings. So all you're gonna do here is just plant your foot against that step, and then you just lean forward. So I'm feeling a stretch in my front leg, all through the back of my knee, down into my calf. So depending on the height of your steps, you can just adjust that. The more forward you go, the more of a stretch you'll feel. If you feel a lot of pain with that, just back off. The other exercise I like to use with this step is a lunge stretch. So now I'm going to be working on the mobility of this ankle. And I'm just in a kneeling position. You can put a towel or a pillow underneath this knee if you have any history of knee pain. But here you're just going to lunge forward, really focusing on keeping your heel down at all times. As soon as you see that heel lift up, it means you've probably reached the end of your mobility there. So you just want to back off a little bit so that heel stays down. A lot of times what I have people start with is just put a little pressure through your thigh. You're going to feel a little bit of a stretch over the front of that ankle joint. Hang out there for a good 30 seconds, back off, and then just try to work in and out of that range there. Depending on how tight you might feel, you might need to shoot that knee on an outward angle to the pinky toe side or across your big toe just to feel that stretch in a little different corner there. And lastly, depending on how much of a stretch you guys need and what you have access to at home, if you have a med ball or a dumbbell, or in this case we have a kettlebell, you're gonna do that same lunge stretch just with the kettlebell resting on your thigh. So same idea, I'm just shifting that weight forward, keeping my heel down, feeling a good stretch across the front of that ankle and in the back of my heel. Hang out there for a good 30 if I can make it, and then back off, take a little break, and then you go back in for more and more range. Good. So the idea here is improving your calf and ankle flexibility and mobility to allow you to have full range of motion as you're walking, as you're running. Again, start with the step stretch, 30 seconds on, switch legs, and do that for about 3 minutes. And if you want a little bit more mobility or more of a stretch as appropriate for you, try to grab a weight or a kettlebell and use that as an added bonus to that lunge stretch. All right, guys, stay safe out there. If you're hitting the beaches, be well, stay safe, and we'll look forward to talking again on part 3 here. All right, see ya.